Listen, man, I just woke up and I'm like, there's no way that they dropped the notes or whatever for this character. No way they did it. And they did. So, I'm going directly to sleep after this. But I wanted you guys to get my natural reaction to this character. If it's good or if it's bad. I'm going to go with it's bad. And I should have went to sleep. Do like the design though. Really cool. Let's see. Super fan, so no additional passives. Yeah, like I figured. Everything is just the same. Her animations might be a little bit different. But I'm happy that I went for that Luke. But let's see if there's anything in this temporary. No, there's nothing in this either. Yes. Fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna go to sleep. And we'll see when I wake up if there's any more additional news. There should be something by the time I wake up. But if there's nothing, we'll just have a conversation. Let's just say that. What's going on, guys? Yo, your boy is back here. Let me put something on the screen for y'all lovely people so y'all can just watch something. I don't even know. I was done. So obviously Monica didn't get anything. She probably got some minor boosts because it is a FC, so her damage probably went up or something like that. So it is what it is. I'm not really going to talk too much on that. What I really want to talk about is meta. You know, this is kind of going to be a discussion about meta in a weird sense, not really. But how are you guys feeling about these characters coming out and they are not meta? Now, the thing that I wanted to really talk and discuss is, like, obviously you take a Janai, or, you know, you take an Iris, and these characters are really strong. You have like the black fake core reverses, which I think I've gotten every single one so far. I quote unquote, I think I got every single one so far. I really like them. I like when they just redo a character. It's usually obviously not as big as an investment as a gold. And if you guys don't know, the next gold should be coming up next, or the one afterward. Like, they could go through this entire week without well, not this, obviously not this week, but the next week could be another black fake core, could be, you know, or a re-banner, like to do, you know, the past banner. That would be actually smarter than I think that would be kind of smart, kind of mess with pull your strings if they put the re-banners to give people the opportunity to get Bathory, especially people that are coming into the game or something like that, to get a Bathory. I think that would definitely pull some strings. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking, like, okay, how important is it that every character that they drop is meta, like that's groundbreaking or something of that nature? And we just had a video, we were just talking about, you know, the whole aspect of, is the PvE easy and stuff like that? How hard is the PvE and things of that nature? Like, can you do this? Like, look, I still can't. To be fair, as I say, I would just have to level him up or level this guy up and stuff like that. I just don't feel like doing it. I just feel like working on the units that I have, especially because, you know, blessings, these are limited, so I don't want to be 6-starring any of these guys. But it would make these easier, but I don't really mind running it. I'm always here, you know. You have several hours to do this, so it doesn't really bother me none that some of them I have to actually auto through. Doesn't bother me. Let me know if you guys have it like that, or do you still have? Did you work on to get everything autoable, quick battleable? Let me know in the comment section below. But I'm one of the ones that feel as though you do not at all need to have every single character that drops has to be a meta unit. I do not think that has to be. I do think that it's nice to have some units that are just fashionable. I like Glenn. He was, you know, everyone decided that Glenn is like one of the worst FCs in the game especially when he dropped. But it was like, you know what? He still looks cool. You know, he looks dramatically different from his original version. He's just a cool, decent character. And I think that a lot of people happen to forget that not that many games you can actually get the character that gets buffed, quote unquote. Like that's what the core reverse is. They're buffing the character. Like the best example would be what they did with Reva Marie. They changed her passive, but unless you had her, there was no opportunity to get her. And a lot of gacha games, when that happens, you're just kind of like left out. You can't really do anything, you know, like you just kind of like, well, that would be nice to have. Hopefully I summon it at one point in time. It also would help them out, you know, if they did do it like that, because then you would be not screwed, but you would have to be more invested into buying the things that give you the fake core ticket. You know, we're getting one pretty much if you want to invest into, well, no, you would get 2 from the core raid if you wanted to get both the ticket, and then you keep refreshing, so that's 200 ZEUZ plus about $27 if you have no crystals. So that would be one way of getting it. Or, you know, the monthly gives you one, the monthly pass gives you one as well. So yes, you're getting more FCs, but the more FCs that they put into the game, it's going to be really hard to get a specific one. So putting them on a banner definitely is more technically free to play. If I'm being honest, it makes it more free to play, so you can actually have a chance to get it if you think it's worthy. Now, when the characters, if they're back-to-back meta and everyone thinks they're worthy, then it's going to create that suction, right? That was kind of how when people felt about the first Guardians, is that you had to get them all. You know, you had to have them all. It was like one of the best things, especially for PvE content, to have a first Guardian at each element so that you can reasonably do them. And I'm definitely a victim of that. Like even on Machine Day, I still have some type of issues, just because again, I don't feel like leveling up my characters to quick battle it, which I should. Actually, specifically for Machine Day, I should, because that day is a nightmare. Outside of that, I really want to know how you guys feel about it, because Monika's obviously underwhelming, but you know, what if the next character is game-breakingly broken? Like Luke is cool. He's definitely not game-breakingly broken. He's just a really cool character. He's very interesting, and I think that for me, that goes leaps and bounds. I love a character that's just super interesting, that has a crazy fun mechanic that I want to try out, and I want to see how it fits in the meta. Is it creating a new meta if you combine it with some other characters? Like how the Benga family has been getting a lot of buffs. Can you go full Benga? Is full Benga a thing now, or is it not? Or is it gonna be, you know, stuff like that? It intrigues you. It starts to pique your interest when stuff is in quote unquote not meta. So let's say Monika and Wilkes may not be really relevant now, but maybe, and I'm saying like literally in their base kit that they're not relevant now, but maybe they'll be relevant later. I still think that it would have been nice if there was a tank that would have been in there. A tank would have been phenomenal, especially a block tank. Imagine a tank that provokes, that forces you to take a hit, and then the anti-fan goes on them, and then you would have been able to get that whole, for a unit that literally specifically forces you to take a hit. Every unit so far that's in there is squishy, you know, or maybe that's the balance that they wanted to have with it. But I really want to know how people feel about this, because I don't know, it's kind of weird when you see people say like, oh man, you know, this character's trash. It's a skip banner, and it's like, I get it, you're skipping because you only want to invest your resources into what is going to progress your account. I get it, but at the same time, if every unit is going to progress your account, then you're going to run out of resources anyway, and then where's the fun? Where's the fun? What happened to fun? What happened to just getting something because it's silly or it's goofy or something? I don't know. Like, I find it like with obviously not gacha games, but like in a fighting game, let's say a fighting game is a pretty good example, that there'll be the super meta characters, right? And they'll be super meta, but there's always these weird characters that you could still use. If you're really good, you can really make them shine, and make them shine bright like a diamond and all this weird stuff. But at the same time, you know, you can still kind of work with them, and they don't have to be necessarily meta. They could maybe not be the best character, but there's a way to make that character good. And you might not win a bunch of tournaments with it. And like, obviously you guys know most gacha games don't give you tournament environments. Like, it's kind of weird, and I mentioned this before. It's like, the people that spend thousands and thousands of dollars on gacha games, it'd be weird if they just spent that on like a card game, like a Hearthstone or a Shadowverse or something like that. Like Shadowverse has $1 million tournaments I think every year. So it's like, yo, you can actually make that money come back to you. Meanwhile, when we play these games, money doesn't come back to us in any way. At least for me as a YouTuber, it kind of does. I can say, well, I invested this much into the game and I made videos and made this much, but you know, most people don't get much back from the games that they invest into. Even a fighting game, if you go and win tournaments and you invested into the packs and stuff like that to get the characters, you might get some of that money back. I feel like when they release a goofy character in a gacha game, you feel like you're gypped a little bit, right? You're like, damn, man, I've been saving all my resources, because they could literally go months without releasing a meta-breaking character. Would that bother you? Would it bother you if not until November 14th, today's being the 14th, that there is no meta character? There is no character that is better than what is currently out. Like, and I'm obviously excluding buffs and nerfs, like them doing core reverses and stuff like that, you know, them changing stuff like that, but there's literally no character that drops that is worth investing resources into. Would that bother you? YFOs in the comment section below. Would that honestly bother you if that were to be the case? Or would you just be like, oh, that character is really cool in this really niche situation, very niche situation, should, you know, maybe I'll invest into that niche situation? Or do you want the characters that are just overwhelmingly good? Iris, just really good. Even Janai is not even overwhelmingly good. She just looks really cool. Iris is like a legitimately great, amazing character. She's meta breaking, if not meta breaking, at least so useful. It'd be silly not to invest into it, in my opinion. Come on, holy water, baby, give it to me. Oh crap. But you guys, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like I'm oh my god, look, I got all the, I think I got the tickets from the core raid, so I'm like stacked upon stacked on stuff. Let me just give it one last check to see if anything has changed, and the game crashed. So I'm pretty sure there's no other news. If anything, I plan on dropping another video later on today going through the PvE. I think we got much stronger, and I think it's time to try again and like see if we can get to chapter 1212. Looking forward to eventually the manifested video. I'm gonna give you guys that manifested video, so buy the merch. Maybe you can get the merch by the time the video comes out. It's gonna be a deep video. It's gonna be very deep. Like I said, all my merch has a it means something. It means something. So it's not just some random idea that comes out of nowhere. So it's gonna mean a lot. So look out for that video. Don't know when it's dropping, but look out for it. And yeah, buy the merch, like, comment, and subscribe. And just remember that every day at the casino is. I'm gonna leave this in because sometimes, you know, sometimes it's fuck up my ending. I don't know. It happens. It's natural. But usually we edit it out. You know, you gotta get that perfect run, right? But just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.